Welcome to the bunker.
Preppers, survivalists, off-gridders, homesteaders, and the like. Welcome to Top's Bunker, a podcast for preppers. Email shtf@topsbunker.com, website topsbunker.com. Don't forget to check the show notes in your podcast player for a link to help support the show, valuable products and gear, and extra info on this episode. I want to thank y'all for joining us. We've got a great show for you. The holiday season has a way of lowering our guard. Lights flicker and blink, music fills the air, crowds swell, and everyone moves a little faster, laughs a little louder, and unfortunately, pays a lot less attention. And that right there is the crack in the armor that predators wait all year to exploit. While families are shopping, they're stalking. While travelers rush through airports, they're watching. And while we're juggling bags and phones, coats and conversation, they're looking for that one moment when we slip up. You see, predators thrive on distraction and sometimes even create it. They love the chaos, the noise, the shopping frenzy. They love rushed decisions and unlocked car doors, and lonely parking lots where they'll find travelers fumbling with luggage in the freezing cold. The holiday season creates opportunities for them. As preppers, it's up to us to be ready, but we're not alone. Tonight, we're bringing backup. Special guest and subject matter expert Alejandro from SODOG Security Services is very familiar with the naughty list of predators out there this holiday season looking for soft targets. He knows how they think, how they probe for weakness, how they move through the shadows and blind spots, and online where these predators live and thrive. So let's cut through the tinsel and start thinking about safety so we can be festive and fortified this holiday season. And Al's gonna show us how. Let's get to it.
Marine Corps veteran. I did presidential security, infantry. Did like a 5-year stint there. Didn't really go anywhere crazy. I did some stuff, seen some things, talked to some people. Nothing super fancy there, but I'm in the private sector now. I'm the director of training for our private security company. It's called SODOG Inc. and the training services. So it's called SODOG Training Services. We do training teams. We do first responders, like church, schools, security, like safety programs, and then just regular old civilians as well. And then we do the trauma training, partnered with Refuge Medical there. And whenever we get stuff come up, I spearhead the executive protection and corporate security stuff as well. That's pretty much my whole life right now. It takes up every bit of my time.
Yeah, no dull moments, right?
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
We're talking about how to reduce the risk in your holiday shopping. It's a thing. I mean,
Not just shopping, but holiday season itself, though, right?
the holiday season. I mean, most people think about, it's the holidays, and they want to shop either online or they want to shop, in stores. You get the Black Friday, events where people go out and fist fight over a TV or a printer or something. We won't tell our horror stories there, but people still do it. A lot of Amazon stuff, and so we want to go over a few things tonight that will help hopefully mitigate some risk for out there. We're in the risk management business, and we want to set some things, maybe give you some tips. You might be a subject matter expert yourself, but maybe we can give you a few tips of the trade for watching out for yourself and your family and friends out there.
So we're a preparedness podcast, and in that same vein, we want to talk about being prepared for this season. Holiday season definitely brings out the predators. That much we know. And they look forward to this season. They prepare for the season. They're planning. They've been planning for this season. They've probably been in neighborhoods spotting houses that, that maybe people are going on vacation. And there are security companies out there that have leaks where they actually will buy information from security companies who know people are going out of town. They'll buy information from post offices. People do a lot of things for money. Give away your information. They'll know you're going out of town. And let's face it, most of us are soft targets. And that's just the way it is, especially if you're shopping. You're not thinking about somebody robbing you or mugging you in the parking lot. Lots of money gets thrown around. Lots of products are out there that they can take and pawn and do other things with. I think it's a good time right now is to talk about how to prepare yourself for that sort of thing.
Well, and I'd like to kick off this episode by giving a little bit of something that happened to me actually today, and it's happened to me twice in the last year. I bank with a certain bank, and it pops up on my phone. Well, that's the first thing that they never call me, and then all of a sudden somebody wants to verify some things because he said he's from the fraud department. Well, I had this happen today, where a scammer came. And it's weird that we're going to record this tonight, and it happens a few hours before. But I had a scammer. He knew a lot of information about me that he had gotten somewhere along the way, which is, I think I've tracked it down where it came from. Wants to verify a few things. Well, he's also saying that there was, it's always around $1,000. It's never 10,000 or 2,000 or less than that. But he said that somebody was trying to get it, make a purchase for $1,000 on my account. First thing, it threw up a red flag. He had an accent. Some things were throwing up, things he was saying that, was throwing up the red flag. And it's not my first rodeo with this. Next thing I know, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to call you right back. I got a bad connection. And when I did call back on the line from my card, called the fraud department, first thing I asked them was, hey, are you trying to reach me for, fraudulent purchase? And they're like, let me look. No. Let me look at something else. No, and no, and no. And so I shut that down quickly. This is really happening right now in real time. This is the season. I've had a heck of a time in Mexico one Christmas Eve when I was not even in Mexico. I was in Oklahoma, of all places. But I had a heck of a time there, at least on my credit card. So
stuff like that happens way more often, I think, especially nowadays. Everything's online. I mean, you guys probably use online banking. I use online banking almost all the time. So, and I think when we were talking about, most people are soft targets, and most people don't even know what it means to be a soft target. We were talking about these predators and stuff who they wait around for this holiday season because everybody's in a rush, everybody's panicked, everybody wants to buy this, buy that, and then they get sloppy. They're not. These predators aren't hunting for people. They're looking for specific opportunities, and they'll take whichever one they can get. Like I said, these people, they get distracted, and all these guys want are easy wins, and everybody's whether they're going into the store or whether they're shopping on Amazon or whatever, they become those soft targets, like we were saying. So for me, especially in the industry I'm in and the classes I give, we do a lot of like physical stuff. So not a ton of it goes online, but like when you guys are going to, or when anybody really is going to like these Black Friday sales and they go in store, or they're just trying to get like these, these deals at Target or Walmart or wherever it is. And they're shopping, they're bringing their kids, they're bringing their families and stuff. Like that's when these people strike, right? So you're talking, I don't know if you guys remember like way back in the day when Black Friday meant like you had to stand in a line for, I don't know, hours on end just to get like a 40-inch TV for like
That's
a couple
right.
$100.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff we don't really do anymore because everything's online. But I mean, there are stores that still do it. You have to go inside to get these things. And I think they've picked up the security stuff with doing like the mobile pickups where they just come put stuff in your car, but there's still threats there. So I think, what was it? Like 70% of stuff happens in these major parking lots, right? Everybody wants to park far away from the entrance and stuff because they don't want to get their nice car dinged or what have you. But it could be like one of the most dangerous spots for shopping.
Yeah, I've read statistics about Walmart parking lots. Is the one place if you want to go find trouble, it'll find you, especially in a Walmart parking lot. So, I agree with that.
Yeah. These guys they're looking for that transition period from inside the store. They could be casing you out while you're in there, seeing what you're buying, and then they're going to follow you out. And when you got 2 hands full of bags, or you got screaming kids or whatever, and you have that cart unattended, or Lord forbid you have your kids unattended, that's when these guys are going to come get you. Most people either don't or can't park with their nose out, right? So everything is like straight right there in the open. There's a direct line to the back seat, front seat, whatever it is. I mean, a couple of things that I like to tell my family members, especially my mom, Lord forgive her, because she is just one of those people who's like, it's not going to happen. Like, whatever. And I always tell her, like, when you go to the car, you should not unlock the car right away, right? You're 50 feet from the car. Why are you unlocking the car? You know, when you have the cart out in the middle of the street full of all the stuff you bought, and you're in the driver's seat trying to mess with stuff. It's little stuff like that where, dude, they can take everything you bought and run off with it, and you're never going to find them again. You know?
Yeah, or that one expensive thing that they just watched you purchase. They know exactly what bag it's in, where it's at, and what to grab.
Oh yeah. And all this is it's situational awareness. I mean, I'm sure you guys have preached on situational awareness 1,000 times. I don't know how many times you guys have done topics where that's involved, but that's what it is. You know, again, we go back to that technology thing. People are like dead into their phone, like not a clue what's going on around them. You know, there's people are leaving kids in their car, or another adult in the car who is just zero clue what's going on, right? Doors unlocked, stuff like that. Like, for the military guys, right? You doing that on patrols, you're doing that thing called SEALs, right? Stop, look, listen, smell. I mean, you should be doing that in your everyday, like, habitually. You go into a store, you should be looking around, seeing what's going on. Get a baseline of that place. You go into the parking lot, baseline of the parking lot. As soon as you get in a car, you need to be looking around again, doing the same thing. And people just don't do that kind of thing. That's, you know, that's where we're a lot harder to be soft targets, because we like have that naturally instilled, but regular people don't. They don't know that, hey, you need to come to your car at a 45 degree so you can see what's in it before you hop in it. People don't know that. People don't think about, hey, where am I oriented with my kids versus the cart and the people around me? Is there a barrier in front of me? How close is this person to you? If somebody can touch you, man, they can hurt you, take stuff from you. They can do all types of things. So why are we letting people get super close to us? Just little stuff like that. Man, I see it every day, all the time. And it gets even worse around the holiday season when people are stressed and rushed and trying to get all those deals and get their family the perfect gift and stuff. It's just not worth your safety.
What was that you just said about a 45-degree angle to your vehicle? What was that?
Oh yeah, so you see this a lot, like
The police officers?
yeah, law enforcement, right?
Okay.
So if you're approaching a vehicle, right? If you come straight from the back, I mean, how many people we know now have tinted windows, especially live in a hot place, right? Then you're not going to be able to see what's going on. If you're coming, even when you're coming up to your own vehicle, coming up at a 45-degree angle, whether it's going to be the front's a little bit easier, but the back, I mean, it also helps. But you shouldn't just be beelining without looking what's inside your car. Law enforcement doesn't do it. It's part of their habitual, you know, daily task. Like, every time I approach a vehicle a certain way, so you can see what's inside before you even open the door, before you unlock your door. Because what if somebody was able to get in there? Now we all have, oh, my car is a car alarm. Yeah, sure, whatever. Somebody gets in there and you haven't seen them. As soon as you open the door, boom. Or as soon as you open the door, somebody was waiting to snag your kids, snag your groceries, snag your, you know, $600 ring you just bought for your fiance, blah, 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 whatever, what have you. It's one of those tiny little things like, hey, I'm just going to approach my car differently. And maybe I'll notice something that's a little bit out of that baseline that you should have established already.
Yeah, and a lot of people also don't look underneath their vehicles.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
I don't remember the time or the place, but there was an instance where it was in a big city and there were individuals who were waiting either just up underneath, like they had slid in there, or they were waiting behind. And when a person was not looking well enough, they were actually going up and they were cutting their Achilles, taking their stuff, getting in the car and leaving.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Ooh.
That's, my ex was fixated on that, and she is. If she's done one of the things she's done well with my daughters is she has them so scared about getting in a car in a parking lot just because of that. So it's happened. I mean,
What is that process? I don't do that. What is that? I mean, I've got a truck, so it's up higher than normal cars anyway, so I can see under there. But what's the process of checking under your vehicle? How do you do that?
Well, I can tell you how I would do it, how I've done it before, even being deployed. You know, you pick your angle. Some people go from behind, some people go from a catty corner front. You know, where you're not directly in front of to the side of your vehicle, but you're approaching it from that kind of, that weird driver's blind spot. And you just pick a spot and you start looking, and you look for anything that's outside of the norm, because would it be, if it was daytime, and you saw like a crazy looking meth head up underneath your car, you'd be like, whoa, dude, that's obviously out of the norm. But at night, you may not be able to see that. And I've got a big truck as well. You might not be able to see someone staged up underneath there, at nighttime. So yeah, you gotta pick your spot and then kind of scan. And what you're looking for is not necessarily a person. You're looking for things that are outside of the norm of what you should see, which is
shine
just
a flashlight
street
or something.
You can do that too. Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of those things that should be part of your EDC anyway. I mean, we always talk about those things in our classes, what you carry with you on a daily basis, right? Just a nice strong flashlight. You're about to hit the store, you get out of the vehicle. The farther away you are, it's a little bit easier to see underneath, just with those angles and stuff. But if you get out of your car, walk across the way, shine that light under there, again, establish the baseline. As soon as you come back out, same spot, look. Something's a little bit off, like you were saying. I mean, that'd be my first indicator, like, oh, something's different from when I walked out of here. Wonder what that is,
That's a great tip. Yep, I love it. And I'm the person who carries my flashlight and pocket knife 24/7. I'm surprised if I reach down and don't feel my flashlight.
Yeah, that's like me now, especially with got myself a nice new sparkly soft T tourniquet, and it goes with me everywhere. So now if I don't feel that, I kind of like panic, like, man, did I leave something else? Like what is going on? But we were talking about, just the holiday shopping too, but I mean, going to and fro, another place that a lot of these, crimes or these criminals are looking for you at, the gas stations. Gas stations is a huge one. Where, these, I would say, predators are looking for those opportunities, right? Do you guys always lock your car every time you get out to pump your gas? Because I do. Well, you guys probably do, but does everybody? That's another like easy target for people is gas stations, unlock cars while they're pumping.
I can't imagine walking away from my vehicle at a gas station pump to go inside and not locking my car. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, well, especially people traveling for the holidays, just going to see family or not. It doesn't necessarily have to be shopping either.
And that people who are traveling during the holidays, they are carrying their gifts with them. They're carrying lots and lots of money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, when people travel, it's not like their everyday commute where, they're focused on getting to work, maybe about what's going on at work that day, but they don't have a lot on their mind. But when you travel, especially when you're going, over the river through the woods to grandma's house, you're focused on a lot of things, Oh, is Aunt Betty gonna, is she gonna cause drama this year?
What time you're going to get there? How long is it going to take?
Yeah. What is, will so-and-so show up, did I bring this? Did I forget that? And you're not thinking about what you're actually doing. Your mind is everywhere else. Your head's way up your ass and you're not focused on the task at hand. So, and I think I've been guilty of it too, especially when I travel. Sometimes I'm more, focused on getting out the door and getting where I'm at to really, stay in my bubble to, do my 5s and 25s, to scan, to do the things I need to do, get those baselines and stuff. So
you might have to explain 5 and 25.
Yeah, so yeah, that's true. So 5s and 25s. For instance, when I walk out of my house, the first thing I do is I scan 5 meters away from my house, and I do a little, as far as I can see, 5 meters around me, and then as soon as I do the 5 meters, then I do the 25 meters. So I'm doing what's the quickest threat, the nearest threat is the 5 meter, and then the 25 meters the next threat that might happen. So, and then walking out to my truck or car, whatever I'm driving that day, then I'm out. As I approach, I'm looking for somebody underneath or something underneath. I'm checking the tires to make sure my tires are good. I'm making sure that there's not, a Molotov cocktail, rag stuck out of the gas tank. I'm doing things looking, and, you might be thinking, oh, buddy, you're paranoid, well, shit, that's the world we live in now. That time of not being paranoid was yesterday.
I was just about to hit on that too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to steal some thunder here.
No, you're not stealing thunder, but I'm glad you brought it up. It was perfect because I think the big misconception when, like-minded folk like us talk about these things is like, man, these guys are paranoid. Like that's extreme. My mother is one of these people is where nobody's telling anybody, hey, you need to go out there and you need to be Jason Bourne, John Wick on your A game everywhere you go. It's like, when I explain this to people, I don't want anybody to live their life scared and paranoid. I want them to build habits that make them less, I would say, like I said, less of a soft target, but less attractive to these predators, right? A small pause of you looking around and taking in your surroundings makes like these predators and these criminals not want to pick you. Like something so small.
It's habits. You that's the golden word here, habits. It's just the little bitty habits that's going to get you through the day that, after a while, it's second nature, that you don't have to think about doing 5s and 25s or getting your baseline and doing these things. It just happens as you go. It's like muscle memory.
I've also found that the way that you carry yourself, just in your everyday normal life, how you walk into the store or walk into a restaurant, a lot of predators and a lot of people who are waiting, in the wings to take advantage of a moment, they're looking at people who are looking at their phones, who do present themselves as a soft target. If you see somebody and you see them walk in and you see them look around with intent and purpose, you sort of present yourself as not necessarily a target that can be taken very easily. And I have talked to criminals about this before. Happen to be related to them, but it's I asked him, I'm like, well, how did you choose? And he's like, I look for the ones that look weak. And I know that for a lot of people, you can kind of spot people who are former military or cops, or somewhere in that industry where you can walk, you see how they walk, you see how they talk, you see how they carry themselves, how they look around. You can tell who's a soft target and who's not. And it's not even like the dudes who present themselves as being tactical and constantly wearing, all that kind of stuff. It's a mixed bag, but carrying yourself with assuredness and actual confidence will dissuade a lot of people.
Yeah, that's well said.
One of the things, since I was bringing up the EDC stuff, did your guys' EDC change around this time of year?
Yeah, I usually get fatter this time of year, so
yeah, your everyday carry.
I switch up to my larger fanny pack, so because I got to make room for the stomach.
Okay, so we're at that point. So we brought out the Pee Wee's Playhouse word of the day, the fanny pack.
Hell yeah!
Are you pro fanny pack or against the fanny pack?
Come on now, you got to back us up. You got to back us up here.
Oh, you're asking, am I pro fanny pack?
Yeah,
I am pro. Okay. I am pro external bag if it's not like mollied and tacticaled up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're out, man, if you're wearing this like multicam coyote tan, like molly like looped and with all this like hook and loop patches on it, there's probably something funny in there, like that's one thing. If you're wearing something that's a little bit more like, I like to go out in sweats all the time, right? Sweats don't have a lot of pockets. So therefore I can wear an external bag, crossbody, if it's a fanny pack. I am pro external bag if you're not wearing something that looked like it came out of the MCX on Camp Pendleton.
Yeah, that's a safe answer.
So you're not saying that you're anti fanny pack. So I think we can chalk this up as a win.
Why do we have to bring up the fanny pack on every damn episode?
Because you're so against it, man.
You like the word. I think you guys just like saying fanny.
It's a thing, man. Grown men wear fanny packs sometimes. It happens, and they can be tactical. I mean, it's like he was saying, it's what's in it, man.
What sucks about the fanny pack is you can tell based on who's wearing the fanny pack what's in it, right? So your I was going to say accountant, but if you've seen the movie, it kind of stirred me the wrong way. You never know nowadays. But if you're seeing the guy that works at this regular 95 works at the store or whatever, the one who looks like a soft target, he's wearing a fanny pack. He's probably got his ibuprofen in there. He's probably got, a charger, or the business guy's probably got his stuff. But then if you look at somebody who, if you see myself or if you see Buddy out and he's wearing a fanny pack, you know what? I have a pretty good guess what's in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, the way I look, I don't hide it. I don't go around, throwing it all about. I mean, I wouldn't carry my rifle on my back down the block like some people would, but I've got a lot of tactical stuff. I have no problem with it, but I also don't walk into the store with my tactical sling pack across my chest. Never done it. Never would do it. Stays in my truck. What I need to be in the store is my wallet, my flashlight, my knife, and my gun. Those are things I need when I walk into the store.
And medical.
I always forget the medical. I don't carry it. I'm just bad at it. And I know I need to do better, especially with all the episodes we've done with Refuge Medical and some other people, but I forget. My first aid kit, my FAC is in my truck. That's just where in both trucks. So it's always there. That's where it's at, but it's never go into a place.
I will tell you this. If you create a habit where you put 2 rubber bands around your belt and you make a loop and you put a tourniquet on your belt and you get into the habit of doing that, when you start to put on your belt and you start looking for the tourniquet, that will create a new habit of having medical with you.
You guys love the tourniquet thing, all of y'all. And even Alan now is talking tourniquet. I have them. I've never carried them, and I've never needed one, and I'm 56 years old. So I'm not saying that it's not a great thing to have. And when you do need it and you don't have it, that's got to suck. What I'm saying is when it's one more thing I have to think about that I've never used before, never had to use before, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use it in the future. What happens if you do render aid to somebody and then they sue you because you did something wrong and they had to amputate their leg? I don't know, man. Just
misconception there with the tourniquet.
Yeah, there's a big misconception about that.
So if you apply that tourniquet, and this, we all know, like the GWAT and all the studies that get done, especially with the Gen 7 tourniquets, whatever, that tourniquet can stay on for hours and cause you zero harm. But it's going to hurt, right? And you're going to live because you're not bleeding out. Where harm can be done is applying a second tourniquet too close, right? And even then, amputation is not impossible, unlikely. But you're not going to get, I'll tell you right now, and maybe it's just me, if I'm bleeding severely from my leg and you put me in a mass amount of pain and I have to sit in that mass amount of pain for hours and hours and hours because you put a tourniquet on me, but I lived, I'm not suing you, dog. That's just me.
Yeah. I think I told you guys about there's a Green Beret. I think it was 7 tourniquets they ended up having to put on him, and a couple of those actually had to be doubled up because his legs, which a lot of Green Beret's legs are super big, his legs were so big they ended up having to use 7 tourniquets spaced out. When I say they had to ride that thing all the way up high, because all your tourniquets should be high and tight, they had it literally starting directly at his groin and going down every few inches. That's how many it took. And they actually had to take some end to end and put them together too, because his legs were tree trunks.
But Al just said that you can't put on more than one.
You can't put them on too close to each other.
Oh.
Yeah, so like about 4 inches or so. I use my 4 fingers as reference. And this is also why I carry a soft tee. For those guys that have big limbs, it is much longer than your regular like Cat Gen 7. So high and tight for the first one, 4 inches everyone after that.
All right, we're going to set up a training event for Keith so we can get him schooled up on it.
Let's do it.
Team tourniquet. You'll be a team tourniquet guy.
Is that before or after the hot dog eating contest? Because I got
it. I don't even want to know what that is.
We'll do it after. That will be
that's an after hours discussion about that one there.
Don't Google it.
All right, let's get back on track with Al here.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Yeah. Well, this always happens, so
Well, I mentioned EDC one time, and then we got into fanny packs, so that's where we left off, is the EDC stuff for the holiday season.
That's how it begins.
Always starts right there.
Mm-hmm.
But so, what else? What's some other tips you can give for these holiday, our holiday shoppers and people that are going over the river through the woods to go to grandma's house?
The shopping one, I mean, I feel like the more we talk about it, the more we're beating a dead horse. I mean, you keep your eyes up. If you can't keep your eyes up, look up every once in a while. That stop, look, listen, smell, like you said, the 525s. These are just habits you have to build. The next best, I'd say the next worst thing really for me, it would be traveling. Like we talked about the gas station already, but people travel for the holidays, whether they're going to see family or whether they're trying to get out of a cold environment and go to a hot one. And then you involve all the holiday stuff with hotels, airports. Is your car equipped if your car breaks down during your holiday travel? I mean, that's the next thing for me during the holidays that gets people hemmed up. Traveling for the holidays, you start like as soon as you leave your home, right? Do you have light timers on, right? Are you one of those nice fancy smart homes where you can set the timers on the light? Yeah. So presenting your house as a hard target, right? I mean, it's not just you. I mean, it's your belongings as well. I don't know if you guys remember when the makeshift car alarms, or not makeshift, I'd say aftermarket car alarms are a big thing. So if you've seen that blinking light in your car, people would like, oh, okay, this one's got an alarm on it, better not hit this one. I mean, the same thing is kind of with your house, except it's not so obvious, right? So people who are fortunate to have light timers is a big one that we've talked about before. If you can set the timers in your lights to go on and off while you're gone, I mean, it looks like somebody's home. Keeping the TV on low, some music playing or whatever. If you're going to leave your house, I mean, you don't need to turn it into a fortress. You just need to make it look like somebody's in there.
That's a great point. And I think they make those, I know that they make those TV simulator lights, like LED, like you plug them in and they simulate what a TV would look like glowing in a room.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, with movement and everything.
And this is just one of those things I did when I was a kid too. I mean, we grew up in a not so nice neighborhood, so it was like lock the doors, keep the TV on, keep the lights on. We don't want anybody to have any inclination that nobody's home. So I've been doing that kind of stuff since I was a little kid.
Right.
And then from the house to the car, same thing. Hey, if you have everything packed up, do you have the right stuff with you? Where am I going? Well, I'm traveling, 8 hours to grandma's house. That's family gathering. Do I have holiday season? I'm thinking cold weather. I'm from cold weather environment. Do I have extra clothes in here? If the car breaks down, can we keep warm? Do I have medical with me? Because I always carry medical with me. You should always carry medical with you, Keith.
These guys are going to bust my chops going forward from now on. They're going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Well, if I didn't say anything, I would get my chops busted too. So there's people who are going to hear this like, you know what? You didn't even correct that guy. So I'm not lying to you. But, that from the house safety, travel safety, have you pre-planned the route? And that's something I'm used to with the security stuff that we do. But do you know where you're going? What's where your gas stations are if you're that kind of person? Do you have backup comps? This is all, I guess, a little bit more extreme for some people, but having the basics. Do I have extra food? Do I have extra clothes? Can I stay warm? And am I going to be okay if something happens to somebody? And can I communicate to the outside world if we break down in the middle of nowhere because grandma lives in BFE, right? That is moving back and forth. If you're going into hotels and stuff too, man, I hope the movie Taken has, with Liam Neeson, has like really like shined the light on like how unsafe some of these hotels can be, and like whether you're domestic or is somewhere else. I met somebody who consistently told me that every time I walk in my hotel room, it's like 50-50 if I lock my door. Can you believe that? 50-50 whether they remember to lock their hotel door.
Wow.
And then I'm going to refer back to what Buddy was talking about earlier. People are used to getting like scam calls and stuff, but in these like hotel and vacation spots, people will claim to be staff. you can get robbed and Lord knows what else from people who are claiming to be staff of a place you've never been for before, because how are you going to know? Same way somebody would call you in a scam call, they're going to rush you. They're going to tell you, I'm this, that, and the other. You need to do this right away. People will imitate employees to your vacation destination, and you end up in the same situation. It's crazy. These guys are creative, and they only get more creative as they go on. Did you guys know that especially around the holiday times, these big purchases that everybody makes, that your credit card is a lot safer to use than your debit card, and not a lot of people know that?
I guess I do know, and I had to learn from experience.
Right.
But I don't even travel with a debit card or credit card. I'll buy a prepaid credit card, or maybe 3 or 4 of them, and I'll chunk them down to where, your Visa check cards or whatever,
Yeah, that's pretty
usually
smart.
get them from their banks, because I have been traveling before and used a credit card and it got compromised. And then what do you do then? Go to your debit card. Okay, well, then I had to use my debit card and go out of pocket. And it happens. It actually happened while I was traveling on the government credit card. So, luckily they got on it pretty lickety split. But it's a thing for sure.
Well, yeah. So think about it in as simply as you possibly can. All right. When you buy something with a credit card versus your debit card, then how does that money come out? Right. If you buy it with a credit card, the bank's money gets used first. If you buy it with a debit card, that's straight from your checking account. Right. So if you're like doing a bunch of online shopping, you're already going to spend the money. The problem is people are afraid of credit cards and running up all this debt. I mean, if you're smart about it, like, it's really should be a no-brainer, right? Because with fraud, right, if you pay for something with a debit card, that comes from the bank's money, right? Quote unquote. You can't see it. I'm doing air quotes here. That comes from the bank's money. But if something happens and something fraudulent happens, it comes with your debit card. It comes directly out of your checking account right away. Your actual money is gone, and then you're relying on the bank to give it back to you. So a lot of people don't think about that, especially when these big purchases come out for the holidays, because everybody knows that this is when people spend the most money, whether it's food, travel, gifts. This would be the time to use your credit cards rather than your debit cards. It's just safer.
Now, that makes a lot of sense.
And I just want to say this: a lot of the stuff you see on the social media ads out there, the TikTok stores, I think that's a little different. But like your social media stuff, if it looks too good to be true, it is too good to be true.
Yeah, and this is another one of those things too, where it's like nobody's telling you don't buy from the TikTok shop. Everybody is trying to tell you, be careful about what you buy from the TikTok shop. Like Buddy said, if it looks too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true.
Yeah, if you see a Facebook ad that says that there you can get 5 Patagonia shirts for $1.50, probably not realistic.
No, it's a fair point. It's the same thing with what is it called? We used to call it Temu. It turns out it's called Temu. You guys know that?
Oh, I did not know that. So I call it Temu.
That's where I buy all my tourniquets from.
So is it Vever or Vivor?
I don't even know what that is.
Beaver?
Oh, beaver.
Vever. Not beaver. Vever. Vevor.
Here we go again.
Jeremy, where are you going, man?
It is what it is. I'm on this cold and flu meds. I can't help it. My face is flushed.
Back to the credit card and debit card thing with the holiday stuff. We had talked about earlier that a lot of people do all their shopping online, which if you're buying online, that package has to then get delivered, right? And having packages delivered from your doorstep has been a huge thing, and it only increases during the holidays as well.
'Tis the season. I've actually seen in my neighborhood. I live in a fairly good neighborhood, but I've seen strange cars falling around your FedEx guy or your Amazon guy, and they'll clear one block and go, and then all of a sudden these people show up at the next block. So it's been a thing in my neighborhood for sure.
Dude, there's videos on YouTube with a FedEx guy walking up to or girl walking up to the door, and another person walking up like right behind them and taking the package and walking right off with it after they just put it up there. There's actually one video where the FedEx guy like jumps them and like gets the package back. You seen that one?
I've seen the one where you were talking about where I believe it's the black lady. She like sets the package down, boom, package gets snatched before she even like takes the photo.
Right.
And then the ladies on the door cam like, what happened? She's like, somebody just took your package.
Yeah. They're out there, man. And they're fearless, these people.
Yeah, I'd say people are always saying like, oh, I have cameras outside. Well, the camera doesn't always help, and it definitely doesn't stop your package that's already gone, like it doesn't stop it. It just shows you who took it, maybe, but the package is gone. So, we have those Amazon locker hubs now too. I don't know of any cases of people breaking into those. All I know is if you live closer to one, at least it's like in a locked, like actual box. You know what I mean?
A lot of urban areas have those.
I like those. I think they're pretty cool. For me, every time I've seen or used one, it's been in a kind of a bad area. So there's usually like people standing all around it, and you're like, oh shit, man, I gotta go get my package. They're gonna be asking me for money, this and that. But a lot of apartments are using them now too. Like real nice high end apartments have.
Yeah, and I like when people build their like own parcel box. You know what I mean? Like they have that like drop box that you can only get in one way. So the package can only get dropped in unless you have like the key for all that stuff. Is it foolproof? No. But does it make it less likely to get your stuff stolen? Yeah.
Exactly. I'm actually going to be building. I'm writing up plans for one for myself. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, but my drivers, they got to come all the way down. Then they got to get out, walk through past all the birds and the chickens and the turkeys and the dogs and, all the way up to the porch and drop shit off. It's just easier for them. So I'm going to make a nice place where they can just put stuff and it's going to be covered and everything. But I'm hoping that that will also be, keep the stuff safe as well. Like if we're not home or if we're out and they deliver something.
What are you going to make it out of?
I'm surrounded by oak trees and I'm not buying wood. So,
okay.
Yeah. Oak trees go on my mill. Mill turns into dimensional lumber and lumber gets built into stuff.
You got a mill, eh?
I do.
Man, some people are God's favorite, I'm telling you.
Speak your envy, brother. Speak your envy.
No. Everybody has their own individual blessings, and that's all right. And I have my own. So being envious is no good to me.
It is far easier to go to the store and buy dimensional lumber than it is to cut a tree down, to cut it up, skid it, get it up onto a machine, and then cut it down, then wait for it to dry. It's heavy labor.
But you feel so manly.
I love it. I stand taller when I'm using the machine. It's like, I don't know. I feel like my beard is longer. It's just awesome.
Nice.
So that's my problem.
That's it.
I need to get one. Yeah.
A beard?
Just chop some wood, man. You're feeling down, chop some wood.
That's a great workout. Have you ever cut wood just to work out? Or am I the only weirdo?
No, it's hard, man. You're using an axe over and over again. You see people on videos doing it. It's really hard.
This guy's Captain America over here. He's ripping pieces of wood with his bare hands.
Well, I had to cut the wood anyways, and I hadn't gotten my workout in several days, and I'm like, I'm gonna go cut this fucking wood. I'm gonna do this, and I'm out there. I was day drinking, I think, and something about beers and an axe. And just jamming out to Pearl Jam. I was living my own meme. I'm just out there swinging an axe and cutting wood. And I'm sweating. And I was like, Jesus Lord, it is hot. Why am I doing this?
Gosh.
I think I was wearing my Ranger panties at that day too. Yeah.
Was there anything else to wear when you do stuff like that?
Hell yeah. Skies out, thighs out, man.
Before I don't know if you're going to dive any more into this. One of my last statements on this whole holiday travel security thing was, just because I know I will get off track so fast, just especially talking to guys like yourself, man, we could go forever on God knows what. I mentioned this a little bit earlier as well. You don't have to live your life scared and paranoid, and I try to, like my family and stuff, I explain this to them probably on a daily. You just have to stop moving on autopilot. You know what I mean? Hands up, your eyes are free, don't rush, move like things actually matter. And then that alone will shut down so much nonsense and keep you from being a target. Like, it's just, especially during the holiday season, not only, but in your day-to-day life, but the holiday season, if not any time else.
Yeah. And I will add to that, not wandering in the store having purpose, doing what you got to do, and then getting out. And also, I've noticed an increase of people. Like I wear the open ear headset, so I can still hear. But when I'm in a store, I'm not jamming out to music and doing that kind of thing. A lot of people, I have found more and more, are wearing the over the ear, headphones, and they're in the store and they're just spaced. Even in the employees, I noticed a lot of them have earbuds in and they're just jamming out and doing what they got to do at work. Well, down in El Paso, Texas, when we were down there for the academy, that's when that Walmart got shot up. And I started thinking about that, and I'm like, how did these people not, really know what was going on? Like, how do you not know, especially in a town like El Paso, Texas? How do you not know what gunfire sounds like at that point? And some people were like, "Yeah, I was wearing my headphones and I heard something that sounded like fireworks." Why the hell would somebody have fireworks inside of a Walmart going off?
Dude, that's such a great point. Like the headphone thing. Like there's a brand called Shocks. I'm about to get some.
I'm wearing them right now. I'm literally wearing them.
They're amazing. I borrowed some, but that open ear thing. If you're not gonna buy them, or if you don't have them, man, take your earbuds out before you get out of the car. Right then and there, people are like, "Yep, that guy's not paying attention. Nope, got him, easy."
Talking about people being like completely face diving into their phone, oblivious to the universe. The worst, I would say, just within the year, the worst case I've ever seen of that is being in Manhattan, in New York City, and seeing the people walking like zombies, down the street. And the only thing that they're focused on clearly wasn't me trying to turn. It was the stupid phone right directly in front of their face. I'm literally talking about thousands upon thousands of people just walking down the street, barreling their way through New York City. The only thing that they knew was what was directly in front of their face. And it just drives me crazy when I see it.
Brother, those are the same people who are like, New York's such a beautiful place. Like, I love it. How do you know? You don't see it.
My family in New York has tried to get me to move there. I'm like, you're out of your skull. There is no way in hell I would ever move up there.
Well, our favorite comrade's going to take care of a lot of that stuff. So,
oh my god, dude.
I got some popcorn popping to just watch this whole thing fall. I lived there for a while, and
I'm telling you, man, just send the meteor. Just send it. Just send it.
I've lived in a few different major cities, and no way.
I keep waiting for the wall to go around it, and Snake Plissken's is I don't know. He's Escape from New York. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, dude, that. You just aged yourself so bad.
There's no way that Al knows that.
No, probably not.
Wait, Al, how old are you?
29.
29.
Oh my gosh, dude.
He doesn't know it.
Go watch Escape from New York.
Kurt Russell. Great movie.
Snake Plissken is my hero.
I have seen that. Hold on.
Have you really?
I used to watch a lot of TV with my grandparents growing up.
There's just something about a man's man with a mullet and an eye patch, jeans that are just way too tight.
No, they fit just right. They fit just
damn
right.
near knee-high boots and a shitty tank top. Like,
you know what? I have seen this. I have it on. So I have a collection of VHS tapes, and this is one of them.
Wow. Very impressive.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Yes. I specifically remember this guy.
You scored some cool points. All right.
Thank you. I also have the original Twister in there. It's one of my favorites.
Oh,
wow. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Hopefully I brought my credit up a little bit on the podcast here.
Street creds are high now. So what else do you want to touch on with the holiday madness that we're all about to step into?
Yeah, keep your head on a swivel is like the classic thing to say. I want to make sure I'm safe. I want to make sure my family's safe. If you're leaving your house for the holidays, just set it up right. You know what I mean? One of the things I say in some of these classes is shut your mouth. Stop telling people what you're doing. Just be quiet. If they're not involved, they don't need to know.
So I shouldn't go on and tell everybody that I'm going to grandma's house.
You know that saying, if you tell somebody a secret, you told 3 other people.
Oh yeah.
So the amount of people that know somebody, that have a friend, who have an uncle who now knows your house is empty, and now you're boom, soft target. No matter what you do, if they have absolute confirmation your house is empty, they don't care. Stop telling people where you're going if they don't need to know. These are just basic stuff like that I would give it, like I would give this kind of advice to anybody. I would say get off autopilot, look and pay attention to the stuff around you. It's the easiest thing you can do.
Let me ask you this: are we looking at anything? Is there any kind of buzz out there going on about any type of threats as far as terrorism or sleeper cells? Anything that's a little bit more, a little bigger than just your average, theft and larceny?
I would say is if you're in a major city, right? Indianapolis is probably the one that I've heard about recently with all the criminal activity and the possible National Guard and stuff. Um, Coming from what I've known and what is neither confirmed nor denied or whatever, the amount of, we talked about sleeper cells and how easily these people are getting information, the amount of technology that's about to get sold in this holiday season is astronomical. Kids at 3, 4, 5 years old are getting phones now. You know what I mean? The every holiday season we sell, as in the United States, sells so much more technology every year. It only grows higher. You can look at the statistics. No need to bore you with that. It is only going to get worse, right? More information is going to get leaked. More sensitive, your personal information, as far as not your credit card, blah, 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 but where you live, how many people are in your household, where have you traveled to, blah, 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 blah. And if you think it's all terrorist organizations, it's not. Okay. That's always my biggest thing every year is every year we sell so much more technology, especially on the holidays, and nobody has any idea what these things are actually capable of and how they get used against you. So I always tell people to err on the side of caution for those things. That's just me.
I didn't realize you were going that direction, but that's outstanding. I never would have thought about that. You're right. More technology. You throw in AI, you throw in, all these scammer groups that are out there, especially like in other countries where they're trying to get all your information from you and this and that. I was thinking more of large events and things that we might want to, I guess really head on a swivel is really the only thing you can do. You're not going to stop from going and having fun.
Right.
You're going to go see light shows. You're going to go out and do stuff for the holidays. It's going to happen. You're going to be at parties. I know that they say every year family crime actually goes up because of, libations, alcohol, that sort of stuff, and emotions and stress and different types of things cause fights and that sort of stuff. But I was thinking more in terms of like anything big out there. Is there any buzz on anything big that could happen? I know we just packed a sleeper cell recently. Were they in Florida? They were someplace.
Well, they're hitting them every day. The last one I got was 2 guys in Dearborn, Michigan, that had ties to 2 guys in New Jersey. I just read that earlier.
But Dearborn, say it ain't so.
Oh yeah, imagine that. But I mean, seriously, you've got that threat to the homeland that's out there that I've talked about before. Anytime you get into a large crowd or a large city, that your threat matrix go up. Your risk mitigation. You need to take that. Don't go hang out downtown on New Year's Eve. Unless you don't care. But if you want to stay out of trouble, you don't go where trouble is. The likelihood of somebody coming into your house on New Year's Eve is less than the likelihood of you going downtown with a bunch of drunks and be a juicy target for terrorists and stuff and a terrorist incident. And they want to hit the big juicy soft targets, that people who are out celebrating. They're doing their thing, they're drinking, they're having a good time, and then bam, they're going to hit. They might not hit you, but they might hit the first responders that come in, and there's a whole thing out there. But just like Al said earlier, keep your head on a swivel. Make sure that you're doing the things. And just don't put yourself in a situation to where.
I guess if I'm going to get blown up, I like to be drunk while it happens. It's just.
What? Yeah. Now that you mention it, especially with. We saw everything that's going on with New York. They always have that big Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. And I've been kind of curious, and as of today, actually earlier when we were talking about going online over here, that's one of the things I would look into. I mean, not that anything is going to get blown up super big. It's going to be some big major event, but something is going to happen.
Yeah.
Something is going to happen. You know
Well,
what I
I
mean?
mean, we got a
car
little
bomb.
prelude today.
Well, yeah, there was a car that blew up in the Bronx. I mean, was it?
Oh yeah.
Just blew up, or did it have some help there?
Well, I've been to the Macy's Day Parade a couple of times actually, and I can tell you this: there is no place to escape. There's no place to run. There's no room to run. They are packed in there
like cattle.
Oh yeah, it's really crazy, man. It's if you have if you have any kind of anxieties, that's not a kind of thing you want to go to.
Well, the same thing with when they do the tower,
The ball drop.
The ball drop, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Say how backwards we are in Oklahoma. We instead of dropping the ball, they move it from the ground to the top. It's something you're like, after you've done the one in New York, you're looking at this like, is this going the wrong direction?
You were talking about how there's like, if you've been to the Macy's Day or Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, that there's nowhere to escape. And I this is my favorite answer to give, is people are like, well, what do we do if something happens? Hey, don't go. Don't go.
Yeah.
Watch it on TV.
Watch it on TV, bro.
I think that's one of the good things about being a bit older now is I have no interest in going and doing any of that crap. As a matter of fact, I want to get a doormat that says, please leave by 9. You know what I mean? Like I would have no interest whatsoever. Even if I was visiting family in New York, I would not, for the life of me, go anywhere near that area. Because I've been there hundreds of times from the time I was a kid up to now. I have no interest in it. Absolutely none. And you did touch on something. We take a lot of photos when we're on vacation. And I will say that a lot of people post their vacation photos while they're on vacation.
Ooh, yep. I know where you're going.
It's not a great, like when we were on this last cruise, we had people who were actively at the house all the time. We posted pictures and videos of where we were at with the knowledge that we have people at the house actively watching the house, taking care of the house. And we also have our 3 autistic dogs. But it is a terrible idea that if you don't have anybody at home, let's say, especially single girls, single women, you're out there and you're posting your stuff, and people who know you, well, they're not all great. Not everyone is a great person. We want to have a benefit of the doubt in, human beings, but good Lord, human beings are capable of absolutely deplorable shit. And they're going to go break into your house. They're going to take your stuff and possibly set it up for when you get back, they could take advantage of you too. Kind of like they always tell you, if you find a dollar bill or whatever near your vehicle, don't touch it or whatever. What they don't talk about is how people have actually taken and put adhesive on their door handles and laced it with fentanyl. They don't talk about, you open up the door and there's something there waiting for you. They don't talk about those things. But man, I would just tell everybody, if you're on vacation and you don't have anybody actively taking care of your home and your stuff, don't post anything until you get back, and you've made sure that everything in life is okay.
I'm a fan of Neighborhood Watch, and not the movie, because the movie was great. It's a mag type of group. I think that if you get together with some of your neighbors and say, hey, let's look after each other for the holiday season, let's keep an eye on some maybe strange vehicles are in town or faces we don't notice. It's always good to know what's going on.
Yeah, because that Karen down the street is definitely involved in everybody's stuff.
Oh, yeah. You should be aware. You should never be too nosy, because that's how you end up getting involved in the things you don't want to get involved in. Speaking of the neighborhood stuff, there's an app that I use. I don't know if you guys, it's the Citizen app. You guys aware of that?
I don't use Citizen. I use Neighborhood, and another one I use. I can't.
Yeah, I use the free version of it. It's called Citizen, and it will like give you live updates on like things that's happening, like, hey, reports of shots fired 3 blocks away from you, or car theft. And if somebody else around also has the Citizen app, it'll show up like, hey, you can pull up a live feed and everybody can watch your live feed about what's going on. I never really need the anything past the free version, because it just allows you to listen to like the 911 call, the police scanner stuff. I don't need it. I just need to know what happened. or what is currently happening, that's a really good way to just kind of keep in the know of what's going around in your neighborhood. And so you start seeing these like burglaries or shots fired or XYZ stabbing, fighting, or whatever, probably best to avoid that area. And that's kind of what I use that app for, is if I know I'm going someplace and then I can pull up the Citizen app and see all the historical stuff that happens in that area, not going there. So that's another good tool for the toolbox for you.
That's a fantastic app. I just looked it up while you were talking. I'll put it in the show notes. Buddy, if you got the other one, I'll put that one in the show notes too.
Yeah, and that's all. I've talked about this before, and that's the importance of doing your area study. What he's talking about, he's talking about an area study. You need to know what's going on in your area of operations and your area of interest. You just got to be aware of what's going on. Use the tools available to you instead of just going out blind every day with your head up your ass.
I forget that like you guys are of like mind and background, that like where I can say things like area studies or SEALs, or you were said like the 525. I was like, oh yeah. So if it sounds a little bit overcomplicated, it's because I'm so used to explaining this to people who have never, ever in their life even thought about doing things like this. I'm just so used to that. So it's nice to hear you guys say, oh yeah, area study or all the other good stuff. It just I feel at home over here.
Keith will be, a lot of times he calls timeout and like, we'll throw an acronym out there and it's like, hey, tell us this. And then Jeremy just, what if it was 5 and 25? I'm like, oh.
Okay. SIGINT K-Man, we're going to head to LZ Echo 1. They're going to take us to Delta 1. And from there, we're going to take the hardball northwest to 141163. OBJ is a red munitions depot. Slant is 1000, so clear by fire. Every house in the GRG. LOA is the first northbound hardball, at which point we back clear for SSE. And by 0400, we Charlie Mike to Cobra, exfil via Mike 1, that is Mike 1 at 1100.
QRF's Winchester per their last lease. They'll be ready at 05. But right now they're black on everything. I guess I'll figure it out. I don't have any idea what you guys are talking about.
Seeing as how the VP is such a VIP, shouldn't we keep the PC on the QT? Because if it leaks to the VC, you can end up an MIA and then we'd all be put on KP.
Hey babe, can you hand me my ACH? What is an ACH? Right next to my IOTV. What is an IOTV? It's the thing with the IFAC on it. Why'd you just say that? What is wrong with you? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't know what's wrong. It just broke me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. You guys and your acronyms is crazy.
It's a whole language, man.
Marines are dumb, man. You have to do it that way.
Why can't you just say, hey, everybody know what you're doing? Good. Everybody get what you get. Let's go.
Because you people lie. Oh, another one that actually pertains to this one is OODA loop. I use OODA loop now. I mean, all the time, like, and especially in our classes. So OODA and then loop is like the physical act of looping around. That observe, orient, decide, and act. So you observe something going on, orient yourself either to it or away from it, decide what you're going to do, and then actually doing it. That's the act part. That's a perfect example for what we were talking about today.
I remember the first time I heard that as a much younger soldier, and I looked at the guy and I was like, "Did you just make that up? Is that a real word?" And he explained it, and he's like, "It's the OODA," and I'm like, "Okay, so you didn't just make this up?" He's like, "Dude, it's called OODA loop."
You guys know PACE plans?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, PACE is another super easy one.
Yeah.
Your primary plan, your alternate plan, your contingency plan, and your emergency plan.
Yeah, and that actually goes into the exact topic that we're talking about today.
I took my prescribed burn certification course this morning, and there was a whole entire section just on PACE. They take it pretty seriously. Al, was there anything you wanted to, like a website or anything you wanted to promote?
Yeah, so our company is called SODOG Inc. You can find us at SODOG.us.com. And then we have SODOG Training Services. It's all one big thing, SODOGTrainingServices.com. And I mean, if you're looking for training for any of this kind of stuff, I mean, we do all types. We do the firearms, we do trauma medicine, we do first aid, we have specialized classes. We kind of just do it all. You can definitely hit us up on the training website. If you need services, that would be the regular SODOG Inc. Website. And I mean, if my email should be on that website. If not, I got to talk to a guy, but everybody is welcome to always freely email me about anything, any questions they have. It's actually me on the other line to there. So, yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Al, say that website one more time.
So the training website is SODOG trainingservices.com. And then if you Google SODOG Inc. or go to SODOG.us.com, that is the security website. So you have services and you have training.
Al, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We're definitely going to have you back on. We've got so many other things to talk about, but I think that we covered pretty much everything to keep all of our listeners safe over the holiday season. And again, thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you guys for having me. I can't wait to come back.
My prepper brothers and sisters, as the world settles into its holiday haze and last-minute shoppers bounce from stores to shops and registers, credit cards in hand, flinging PIN numbers and security codes, remember this. Predators don't get the holiday off. As preppers, neither do we. Tonight you learned how they watch, how they choose, how they wait. You learned how to carry yourself with presence, how to move with intention, how to keep your circle tight and your awareness wide. And thanks to Al from SODOG Security Services, you got to look into the predator's mindset, the part that most people never see until it's too late. But you're not most people. You prepare before danger appears. So as you step out into these winter nights, to the stores, the dinners and celebrations, road trips at airports and dark parking lots, carry this mindset with you. You are not prey. You are practiced. You are paying attention. You are the defender of your space and your peace of mind. Let everyone else get swept away by the season. You'll enjoy the warmth and the wonder, but you'll do it with your head up and your awareness sharp. Stay prepped, stay happy. Thanks for listening, and good night.
Rivers winding round words in my head. Shivering pines say that summer is dead. Chest feels hollow and my hands are numb. Do my best to swallow all the things I've done. You break your back but you still don't have bread. You won't go back on the things that you said. You bleed your heart out and it takes every drop. You've come too far now to ever stop. Wash me in the water and I'll never go back, even when I'm walking to dead man pass. You can't trust a man 'cause he'll just let you down. Crooked and twisted, we grow from the ground. From dust we came in, dust we shall return. From dust we came in, dust we shall return. Wash me in the water and I'll never go back, even when I'm walking through dead man paths. Even when I'm walking through dead man paths. Wash me in the water and I'll never go back, even when I'm walking through dead man paths.